Hello, what is up guys? Trent Gaming here, back with a video talking about Great Britain's state in World of Tanks. I'm back on my main account for once, which has more games in Great Britain than any other nation. But, let's talk about this. They're adding a new wheeled line. As you guys have probably seen, it looks awful. I'm talking complete shite. So this kind of makes me think Wargaming doesn't care for the United Kingdom. And I kind of thought about it. I'm like, you know, there's kind of a point to it. I mean, the UK isn't all that popular in World of Tanks. Obviously, I don't have every British tank, but I have enough where I feel like I can accurately describe. So we're going to talk about the light tank line first. And we'll make our way up, which I've played most of these tanks with the exception of a Manticore, but that's okay. So the British light tanks they're good scouts. Like, they're pretty good scouts. But they're not exceptional. I mean the Manticore's pretty good. It's not the best, but I mean it's like top couple. Like it's one of the top 3, 4, 5 light tanks at tier 10. It's not as good as the AMX or EBR, but after that, or 200 LT. But I mean, it's like it's close. It's competitive enough, I guess. So there's that. But to get there, you have to play all this trash, and that's what most of these tanks are. Like on this line is awful. Crusader, garbage. Setter, situationally can be kind of fun. LHMTV, don't even bother. GSOR, it's okay. But I mean, like, the British light tank line really sucks. Let's look at their premium light tank. Outside tier 10. I should probably preface that. Tier 10 light tank is actually pretty solid. And I kind of like the tier 7, but where is it? What do they get for a light tank? The Senlac. Should be called the Shitlac. It's not the worst thing ever. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's like, it's not a good tank. I mean, like, it's okay. I mean, the HE rounds on it are really nice. It can be fun, but it's like, just play an even 90 or something. I mean, play an LT432, play an even 90. I prefer the M41D over it personally. Let's look at the tier 8 premium light tanks, actually, to see how this stacks. Tier 8 premium light tanks. Let's look at this. I don't have the EBR75 FL10, but obviously that would win over the Senlac. I'd rather play an LT432 than a Senlac. I'd rather play an even 90 than a Senlac. I'd rather play an M41D than a Senlac. I'd rather play a Senlac than the T92. I'd rather play a Hawk 30 than a Senlac, and I'd rather play this than a Senlac. So a Senlac is like one of the worst tier 8 premium light tanks in the game, on top of the line just being awful. So let's look at mediums next. The Matilda's pretty good. I actually never played the Cavalier because back when I was playing, I believe the Crusader was the tier 5 for this, so I don't know what the Cavalier looks like. I don't think it's anything special. I've fought it enough to know it's pretty okay. Cromwell is awesome. I love the Comet. The Centurions, I will grant the Centurion 1 is not that powerful and not that good, but I will say I enjoy it. The 7-1's pretty alright, and then the Action 10's pretty good. Action 10's actually not really good, but it's pretty good now. So the medium tank line's a lot better. Not great, of course, but it's like, you know, you got some, it's a mostly fun line. Cromwell's really good. I think the Comet's pretty good as well, and the Action 10 is one of the better tier 8 mediums or tier 10 mediums, and the medium premiums are a little bit better. You got Matilda Black Prince is trash, of course. This is okay. Cromwell B's really good. 5-1 is the highlight. This is probably one of the best British premium tanks in the game. It's awesome. I love it. This is trash. Straight trash. Don't buy it. Now let's move on to what I think is the crown of the British tech tree, the heavies. The Matilda, we talked about, pretty good tank. Churchill 1. It's okay. It's kind of got a bit of a medium tank gun, but they are buffing the Churchill to the Black Prince, so this will probably be outdated next patch. But for now, it's like, it's okay. I like the Churchill 7, but same deal. It's like, eh. I mean, even the upgrade gun on it's pretty mid. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. I mean, it's got good pen and good DPM, but it's like, it's so slow and it's not flexible at all, which is really 5 through 7. Unflexible, slow. Your armor can work, but sometimes it won't. Copy and paste what I just said with the Black Prince. Black Prince has been awfully regarded for years now. I had fun with it back in the day, but also 150 alpha at tier 7 is horrible. I mean, the DPM is nice, but it's like, it's horrible. And then you get to the Carnarvon, which is a really, really good tier 8. I love the Carnarvon. You get to the Conqueror, which is one of my most played tanks. I think it's like top 10 on this account. Conqueror is amazing. Like a true, like, just beast of the battlefield. And then there's a Super Conqueror, which is just a super powered Conqueror. It's literally just better. It's just a better Conqueror is what it is. It's one of the most meta tier 10 heavies in the game right now. It's awesome. Love it. So to recap the first couple lines, the wheeled line that they're proposing sucks. The light tank line mostly sucks. The medium tank line's fun and has varying degrees of competitiveness. The heavy line's good. Now let's get into the tank destroyers. The AT-2 back in the day was pretty fun. I enjoyed the AT-8. It's not the best thing ever, but I enjoyed it. Copy and paste what I just said with the AT-7. It's okay. It's fun. I kind of like the side gun thing. It lets you do some crazy stuff. AT-15's hot garbage outside of the DPM. The armor doesn't work that great. It's just, it's a slow lumbering piece of crap. The Tortoise is awesome. Not a bad word I can say about the Tortoise outside of mobility. And the Badger is pretty much like the Tortoise, except it's faster. It's faster, still has pretty good armor. Really accurate. Again, the mobility's terrible. It's okay. Like, it's a pretty decent tier 10, but you can, if it's not the best thing in the world, obviously. Then the Achilles is pretty good. Challenger, I think, is pretty fun. Charioteer's pretty fun. Charioteer's pretty fun. Conway's pretty fun. Fun is the keyword with this line. Good, for the most part, no. Fun, yes. Like, this is why I think this is a pretty good example. It's kind of like the medium line, where it's like, Wargaming kind of hates Britain, but they're still fun, which is why the wheeled line makes no sense, because it's so bad. And then you got the artillery line. Awful. 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 Alright, I think I said awful enough. Now let's look at the premiums with Great Britain. Harry Hopkins doesn't matter. I went through the mediums alright. I skipped the heavies. Excelsior, that's a pretty good tank. Tog is iconic. Do not waste your gold. That's a tech tree tank. This thing can be good in the right situation with the right stuff going on. I like it quite a bit. Best tier 9 premium. Where's my tortoise? Is my turtle over here? Hold on. I don't know where my turtle and action tower over here. Pretty good. Really good. And it's getting buffed even, so that's really cool. And then this is pretty good. So, oh, whoops. Yeah, my horrible main account stats. Don't worry about. So, looking at all these lines, it's apparent Wargaming kind of hates Great Britain. Does it hate Great Britain? No. But does it like Great Britain? Also no. It seems like it kind of treats it harsh. And I feel like it just gets kind of the bad end of most bargains. It's like, I mean, there's some fun to be had. There's some fun to be had, but I mean, some of these lines are just crappy and you'd be better doing other things. Artillery, 261. either of the TD lines. I mean, version 4, like, just get a version 4. Like, it's, yeah, it's got actual tier 10 alpha. I mean, your Derp Wagon and DPM god. I mean, yeah, but why not just play an FE4 or Object 279 or 268 version 4? Yeah, it's just better. Super Conch, that's a good pick. They did a really good job on this line at the high tiers. Medium tank line, I'm gonna say, why wouldn't you go for a 140? Now, that being said, I will say I like the action tank quite a bit, so I can understand it. And then light tank line, you got a wheeled vehicle right there, and you have a tier 10 light tank right there. That's way better. So it's like, yeah, just no. No, thank you. So, in conclusion, Great Britain is kind of the no thank you of World of Tanks. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe.